Welcome back to the channel, guys. I want to talk about the reasons people struggle with their diet, okay, and how to overcome some of these mental struggles and some of these mental barriers. The reason I really like to focus on the mental aspect of weight loss and fat loss and transformation in general, whether it be losing fat, building muscle, and what have you, is because I feel that it tends to matter more than just the scientific aspect of it, just the calories in, calories out, just get your 10k steps in, just hydrate well enough, go to the gym and train to build muscle and all of that. That's all good and that's all very necessary too. But most people don't fail because they don't know these things. Most people fail because of the mental barriers that nobody tells them they are going to come across on such grueling journey, on such a difficult journey. And so today I'll be giving 6 tips for the struggling dieter, 6 tips on how to overcome whatever struggles, mental struggles, especially when you're trying to lose fat. The first tip I'm going to give is to become a monk diet-wise. And why am I using monks as a point of reference here? Because we all know that monks are associated with, the art of discipline and consistency and mental fortitude. And so becoming a monk diet-wise essentially is saying that you have to adopt the monk-like discipline with regards to your diet. How can you do that? By creating structure, creating routines that you strictly adhere to. For example, being very specific with your meal timing, being very specific with the actual content of the meal, okay, by rotating the same type of meals on a day-to-day basis, day in, day out. If you're somebody who likes the intermittent fast, all you need to do is ensure that you would create a particular time frame. If it's 1 p.m. to 8 p.m., that is your eating window. You make sure that you have a set of meals that you rotate constantly. Sweet potatoes, chicken breast, eggs, egg white, vegetables, fruits. And then you stick to those meals and you keep repeating. And the only time you adjust is when you realize that you've hit a plateau or you're not losing weight at all or your weight is creeping up slowly. Dieting already is difficult. And so you make it harder when you have a bunch of meals that you're rotating and your calories are all over the place and your meals are not prepped on time and you have trigger foods in your closet and in your kitchen and fridge and all of that. It just makes everything more difficult. By becoming a monk diet-wise, you just make everything clear-cut. Essentially, you know that when you wake up in the morning, you're fasting, you're having your black coffee or tea, and then you're going to the gym. After that, you're getting your steps, you're breaking your fast at 1. This is the meal you have. Decision fatigue is entirely out of the way. The next point I would like to address is the fact that you should use morning movement as a positive reinforcer, some kind of morning activity, stair climbing for 10 to 15 minutes, be it walking on an incline, be it just walking in general or walking on a hilly terrain of some sort. I have personally noticed that when I wake up early, 5 a.m., 6 a.m. ish, and I go for a walk or I do some stair climbing for like 10 minutes and I break a sweat, I notice that throughout the day, my mood is calmer. I have a more smoother supply of energy. I noticed that my mental resilience is more pronounced. I noticed that my dietary adherence to is more intact. And I actually went to dive into the research because I was curious that why is it that when I do activity in the morning, just walking, something as simple as walking and hydrating, I tend to adhere to my diet better. I'm just less hungry throughout the day. And the research confirmed my theory that it just puts you in a better mood. It stabilizes your energy levels, your blood sugar levels, and it lowers the stress hormone cortisol. And so I believe that another tip for a struggling dieter is to use morning movement as a positive reinforcer. The next point I would like to give is to be fairly aggressive with your calorie deficit. You see, there's a common misconception that the slower weight loss, the better. And yes, that is true for some people. Some people don't mind taking a whole year to lose 20 pounds. But as far as adherence and sticking to an actual dietary protocol is concerned, if the deficit is fairly aggressive, number one, what I've noticed in my experience and in the experience of other people I've helped is that their appetite tends to be lower when they establish a relatively aggressive deficit. Anywhere between 600 to 800 calories is what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about 1,500 calorie deficit. I'm talking about 20 to 30% below your maintenance calories. What I have noticed is that, number one, the weight loss tends to be somewhat predictable. So you can kind of know how much weight you're going to lose compared to if your deficit is like 300 or 250. Yes, you're going to be losing fat, but it's going to be difficult to keep track of that because of water fluctuations and all of that. So I also notice appetite suppression. When I'm cutting on 2,400 calories versus 2,000 to 2,200 calories, the appetite suppression and the adherence is just night and day. For some weird reason, I tend to be more adherent and less hungry on a 2,000 calorie deficit. I mean, on the 2,000 calorie diet than I am on a 2,400 calorie diet. It's just weird, but that's just the reality. This next point is an absolute game changer. I want you to perform a singular act of selfless service every single day. Just one act of selfless service, be it doing something kind for someone, some kind of volunteering, helping a friend, offering some kind of support financially or emotionally. It can do wonders for your weight loss efforts because it kind of helps you shift away from primarily focusing just on yourself and your personal struggles, and it shifts the focus to helping people, building other people, and this kind of tends to have a positive reinforcement, some kind of strengthening of your willpower and making your journey even seem more meaningful. So try that one out. This is probably the most important tip today. The next point is to make sure that you take 5 to 10 minutes during your day to meditate and to ground yourself. Meditation has been known to build mental resilience, mental fortitude. It helps manage stress, helps to improve mindfulness throughout the day. People who tend to snack a lot and make impulsive decisions with regards to dietary adherence, notice that when they meditate, they are more grounded. Their decision making is much smoother and much easier. So by incorporating meditation into your day, you'll notice that despite your cravings and whatever setbacks that you have, you still have the discipline, you still have the mental strength to say no and to adhere to your diet and to be less impulsive. The last point is to make use of the calendar tick system. What is the calendar tick system? Essentially, it is a powerful tool for accountability and for the purpose of positive reinforcement. What you need to do is have a physical calendar. Don't use your phones or none of that. Use an actual physical calendar. Put it on a wall or in your bathroom or any place that you see it every single day. And then every single day that you hit your calorie targets, every single day that you hit your workouts, you hit your protein, any single day that you meditate or practice some form of self-discipline, you take that calendar and you celebrate that victory. It goes a very long way. Trust me on this one. It helps you adhere more because you know that subconsciously you have to tick that calendar at the end of the day. You have to. And so it keeps you accountable to yourself and then make sure that you're always on track and you create a consistent streak of success. So that is the last point. Try these tips. Let me know in the comment section which is most helpful and most enlightening and possibly beneficial to you. If you like this video, make sure you like the video, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.